guys, so today's makeup tutorial is going to be a fall makeup tutorial. I decided to do a brown smoky eye with a little bit of gold, and instead of using black liner, I use brown liner for my wing liner, and I really like the way it looks because it's still smoky and sultry, but yet it's just a little bit more soft and pretty, and I really like the way the brown looks on my eye color. So, I mean, I have brown eyes, but they're light brown. They don't look it right now, but if you look at them closely, they do kind of almost pass as hazel. My dad has hazel eyes, so I kind of got a little bit more of his eye color. My mom is like super dark, like her eyes are like black. So anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed the tutorial, and if you're interested on seeing how to achieve this look, then keep on watching. Okay, you guys, so we're going to start with my Urban Decay Primer Potion. This is one of my all-time favorite products. I've been using it. I was thinking about it. I've been using this product for over 9 years now, I think. At least 9 years. I've never not had it in my collection. It never fails me, and it's just one of those products that I'll always use, especially since I have really oily lids, and it just helps keep those oils in control. So I applied that all over my lid, and then I'm taking a highlighting powder. You can use any powder, you can use an eyeshadow, and I'm just setting that so it's easier to apply my eyeshadows. But also this one has a little bit of color, so it will even out my lid without having to apply concealer over it because I didn't want it to be too cakey. Then I was just taking that creamy shade. You don't even have to do this, but I just took that other creamy shade and applying that in my crease. Now I'm going to go ahead and start with this peachy orangey transition shade. I'm just going to focus this in my crease and just going to lay this down so all my other shadows will blend a little bit nicer, and it will just be a nice transition from the darker shadows to my brow bone. Now I'm taking this light brown shade, but it's a little bit cooler than that orange shade. That orange shade is very warm and really warms up the eyes, but then I wanted to add just a little bit more of a cooler shade just so it's not like orange all over my eye. So I'm just using that to create a little bit of depth in my crease. Now I'm taking this medium tone brown shade, and just medium brown. I don't know why I said medium tone, but I'm going to take a shadow brush and pack it on first and then blend the edges. This allows me to get the most pigment out of it rather than just using a fluffy brush to apply this, which will diffuse the color a little bit more and you won't get the full pigment out of it. I wanted to pack it on and then just blend the edges. Sometimes I do that if I really want to get the pigment of the shadow. Now I'm going in with the darkest brown in the palette, and again I'm going to use that shadow brush to pack it on first, and this is really going to deepen up the outer corner of the eye. You could use a black if you wanted to make this look a little bit more dramatic, but since it's supposed to be a smoky eye, but I don't want it to be too intense. I want it to be wearable for the daytime. At least for me, this is wearable. I'm going to stick with all the brown shades. By the way, you guys, I just realized I'm such an idiot and I never shared with you what palette I'm using. I'm using the 25A Copper Spice palette by Morphe. I'm pretty sure that's the one. I think it's the 25A. I will definitely list it down below just in case. But anyways, I'm going to go ahead with my Tarte Shape Tape and use that to carve out my lid space. You guys have seen me do this before. I just do this to give myself more of an actual lid. I do have hooded eyes, even though people like to argue with me on that. Like, I don't get it. Like, I do. If I look straight forward, I have so much skin that hangs over my lid. You don't really see my lid, so obviously I have hooded lids. But anyways, people argue over everything nowadays. I'm just taking that gold shade from the palette and I spray my brush with a setting spray. You can use any setting spray. MAC Fix Plus though really does work the best. But anyways, I'm just using that to apply over my lid. And then I'm going to take the shade next to it, which is more of a bronzy gold, and I'm going to use that more on the center. Now I'm just taking this e.l.f. gel liner. It's just, I believe it's just a brown gel liner. I don't think it has a name really. But I used some Duraline to make it a little bit more creamy because I was having a little bit of an issue with it going on smoothly. But overall, it seemed to be really pigmented and I really, really liked it. So I just made a wing. I didn't really show it because I ended up having to get really close to the mirror as usual. So yeah, just make a wing. You can use black liner if you want, but I like the way the brown looks. Then I just took a random brown crayon liner and put that in my waterline, and now I'm using the second shade that I use on my lid and using that to blend out the liner with a mini pencil brush. So now I'm going to take those two darker browns and use that to deepen up my lower lash line and blend out the eyeliner even further. And I was talking to my mom here, well, looking at her, she was talking to me, so that's why I'm looking up like that. And of course, you want to apply mascara. You can use your favorite mascara. I've been using the Maybelline Sensational Lash, and I really love that mascara. But I'm going to apply lashes anyway, just because I feel like they just complete the look. So I'm using my handy dandy lash applicators I got from Cosmetics. I don't know, I will list it down below. But I love these things and I just use them to squeeze my natural lash and my fake lashes together. And now I'm taking the Maybelline Masterchrome highlighter in Molten Gold, and I am going to apply that on the inner corner of my eyes just to brighten them up a bit. So now moving on to skin, I'm going to be using this Touch in Sol No Pore Blem primer. And basically it's just supposed to fill in your pores and your fine lines. I focus it on the center of my face, but I do kind of put it all over in the end. I don't really notice a huge difference when I apply this. It does feel good on the skin, but when I look at my skin, I don't notice the difference. When I apply my foundation, that's when I notice the difference. I just feel like my foundation goes on a lot better and it looks so smooth when I'm done. So I just take the excess and just push it into my pores. And now I'm going to apply my L'Oreal Pro Matte in 106 Sun Beige and my Warm Honey foundation by my Maybelline Fit Me. And I just mix the two because Sun Beige is too light for me and Warm Honey is too dark. And I'm just going to apply that all over my face using my beauty blender, and I'm just applying it on one side at first just so you can see the difference on, you know, foundation just makes such a big difference. Now going in with my favorite concealer duo at the moment. I'm using Tarte Shape Tape in Light Medium Honey and Maybelline Fit Me in the color Sand. And I just mix them together because the Tarte Shape Tape is definitely a lot heavier and just more coverage and a heavier formula. Where the Maybelline Fit Me I find is just a little bit more natural and lightweight. And I just really like the way they balance each other out. So I'm just going to go ahead with my beauty blender and blend all that out. I decided to do some cream contouring today because I just like the way it looks on my skin. I don't know why I don't do it more often. It just looks more natural and just really warms up the skin. So I'm using my Maybelline Fit Me stick in the color Cocoa, and I'm just applying it in all the usual areas. And I also apply it around my lips. This is a little trick. In fact, J-Lo, Jennifer Lopez, the queen, does this all the time. she always contours around her lips, and that's always how she has that like very pouty lip look. I think she's like the only person in the world that hasn't gotten lip injections, but yet she still always makes her lips look full, and that's one of the tricks she does. So she applies it around her lips. A lot of celebrities do that, actually. I know Kim Kardashian does as well. And it just gives you a more poutier lip. I really love using this technique. And I'm just going to use my beauty blender to blend that out. And then I'm going to take my Airspun powder. This is just, you know, a classic powder. You can get it at the drugstore, and I'm using my beauty blender to just bake a little bit. I'm not going crazy. I just really want to just more so set that area and not really bake. So I'm just using that to kind of set the T-zone, but I do go in with the powder all over my face, just a very light amount, and I use my beauty blender to apply it, and it just smooths out the skin and really mattifies it because I have oily skin. Now I'm going in with my Toffee bronzer by Wet n Wild. This is definitely a warmer bronzer. It probably won't work for a lot of people because it is so warm to contour, but for me personally, I can't use cool tone contour shades or bronzers. They just do not look good on me. I think it's just my undertone or something in my skin. I'm very olive, I get really tan, and when I use gray tone powders, it literally makes me look like I'm dead. So I like to use very warm bronzers. And then I'm going in with my lovely Warm Soul blush by MAC. It's my favorite. I've used it many times on my channel. I don't use it every day though because they did change. I have heard that they've changed the formula on it and it's not as good. So I really cherish this blush. So I'm just applying that to my cheeks. And then I'm going to go in and highlight, of course, which actually you can see I'm already done with the look here because I forgot to highlight. Yeah, I know. I forgot to highlight, so I just added in this clip. And I'm using the Maybelline Molten Gold highlighter, which is one of my favorites at the moment. Now going in with my favorite lip liner, I'm going to be using, I believe it's Light Brown by NYX. Yeah. I love this lip liner. I know I've used it so many times on my channel, and I really need to start experimenting more with lip color. I know, I need to. I'm so comfortable with my nudes. So I'm just overlining slightly, not a lot. I literally overline just the littlest bits. I hate when I see girls just like, it's so obvious that they overline. Like, there's a fine line there. Like, you really shouldn't cross it because it just doesn't look good. So now I'm going in with those Vivid Hot Lacquers by Maybelline in the color Charmer and Tease. These are one of my favorite formulas right now. If you love the pigment of a lipstick but you like a gloss, these are going to be your best friend. They're so nice. They're so pigmented, but yet they do give your lips a little bit of gloss and they keep your lips feeling creamy. I love liquid lipsticks, but I'll be honest, I really just don't like the feeling of them. I've tried many different kinds. I just like the feeling of a gloss better, so I've really been loving these lately. And I'm putting Tease in the center just to give me a more poutier lip. Anyways, that is it for this look. I really hope you guys enjoy. Definitely keep a lookout for some more Halloween tutorials, and I will see you guys in my next video.